Welcome to the Saints Media Lab Newsreel-Magazine for the first term of 2019. An overview of the term's biggest cultural and sporting events is what we aim to provide. Each year we see the competitive spirit burn amongst the boys' schools in Harare. This fire is initially ignited by the basketball game between St. George's and St. John's colleges. The spirit stays alive throughout the year, as we shall witness.
The old rivalry between St. John's and St. George's high schools in Harare, Zimbabwe, produced the first dramatic sporting highlight this year. As basketball proves to be a very popular sport in Zimbabwe, the excitement was great and lots of supporters hyped up their teams ahead of the encounter. So when the game started, from the beginning it was a tense affair. Both teams were going toe-to-toe throughout, and it stayed a nail-biting encounter up to the last second. As the game went 4 times into overtime, twice the added 5 minutes ended with a draw. Then even the next added 3 minutes could not produce a decision. Finally, one more overtime of 3 minutes saw a last-second decider that went against the Saints team. The final score was 83-80 against the St. George's Wolves.
As we know, during the year there will be lots of opportunities for many St. George's sports teams to turn results around that are not in our favor. The beginning of the year regularly offers a wonderful challenge for our music department in the form of the Allied Arts Eisteddfod Festival. All age groups at St. George's are involved, and this was clearly demonstrated with the performances of the junior marimba players who had their competition at Prince Edward School.
The St. George's junior marimba players were prepared well for this year's Eisteddfod competition. Young soloist Albert Chifamba did well with a second grade plus result. The St. George's Form 1's ensemble did surprise against much older competition and got a first grade. The Form 3's performed a piece that was arranged by their teacher, Mr. Muori, and they got the best result of the day with a first grade plus. St. George's fielded a strong marimba team, with the only school with 2 junior ensembles.
It seems that we can look forward to some really great future marimba performances at Saints. The first term is also the time for our athletics team to shine, and it starts with the school's Inter-House Athletics Day. Even as the first meeting of the year, it is already very competitive, as school records tumble regularly, and 2019 was no exception.
This year's St. George's College Inter-House Athletics Finals once again had to be held at a weekday due to Cyclone Idai, which soaked the fields at the weekend. However, the traditional Lenten campaign food sales went on throughout the day and contributed well to the overall fundraising activities of the campaign. On the field, there was a very close record-breaking attempt by Genius Mbambu, who just missed the school's under-18 high jump record of 1.85 meters. Record keepers were busy the whole day keeping up with the results. Then, Simbarashe Maketa, as expected, finally managed to break some school records by pulverizing the under-20, 100 and 200 meter sprint records. As the headmaster John Farrelly confirmed at the end, the amount of athletics talent at St. George's is growing steadily and was outstanding once again this year.
This constant improvement of our track and field athletes holds a lot of promise for the future of athletics at the college. As always, the mixed choirs competition proved to be the most popular with our students at the Eisteddfod Festival. In 2019, our choir joined first the girls with Dominican Convent and then with Chisipiti High School, and they were hunting to achieve the most sought-after honours grade.
For the senior boys of St. George's, the 2019 Eisteddfod was a mixed bag of emotions, with the boys teaming up with girls from different schools for the mixed choir competition. The traditional African performance of the mixed choir with Dominican Convent girls was deemed not traditional enough early in the festival. But in the end, The English contemporary performance by the combined choir of St. George's College and Chisipiti Senior School got the desired honors grade. As you saw, this year's Eisteddfod Festival was hard work for everybody in the St. George's Music Department. But traditionally, we were used to bringing trophies home, and in 2019 we had to wait several weeks without getting any silverware. So could our flagship, the Senior Boys Choir, in the last week of the festival, make up for that.
Eisteddfod 2019 was a challenging event for the St. George's participants. Even though a number of musicians did very well in their categories, they were unlucky not to win any trophies until the last week of the festival. But finally, the senior boys vocalists won the solo trophies for the under 18 and under 20 age groups, and the senior boys choir won the Blythe Kruger Shield in their category.
During the first term 2019, the Saints Media Lab enjoyed the production of these newsreels, and we hope very much to see you again next term.